Hey all, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about a very important topic in System Verilog, which is OOPS concept. So from this topic, like from OOPS concept, what we are going to discuss later on, like randomizations, assertions, constraints. So all these things are very important, and which makes the System Verilog is hardware verification language along with hardware description language. Okay, so in today's video we are going to discuss about some of these OOPS concepts, like what is the basic of this OOPS concepts and what are the OOPS concepts that we are going to learn in this System Verilog course. Okay, so why we have designed System Verilog, like in order to verify the complex designs, is it or not? For verifying simple designs, like when we want to verify some adder or some subtractor, all these things we already have a Verilog verification. We already know how to write a test bench code by using Verilog. That is very simple for simple codes. But when we are designing a complex circuits, okay, we should have something which is far better than that of Verilog, which is why we are using System Verilog, because in System Verilog there are many embedded advanced concepts like OOPS concept, randomization, okay, constraints and all, everything you already know about that. So in order to verify these complex designs, we are using the use of we are making the use of this OOPS concepts. Okay, so because which is why we are actually using this OOPS concepts, because if we see in the RTL code, when we are seeing in Verilog, we are writing both RTL and test benches by using modules, is it or not? So module is the thing that we are, by using the module blocks only, we are writing the code in Verilog, both in test bench as well as RTL code. But this module is not good enough when we are designing the complex circuits, because module is static in nature, it is not dynamic in nature. But when we want to verify the complex circuits, okay, we should have something which is not static, like which is more flexible in nature compared to that of modules. So that is why we are using this OOPS concepts. In this OOPS concept, everything is based on classes, not on modules. Classes are more dynamic in nature compared to that of modules. That is why System Verilog is mostly used for verifying the complex circuits. Okay, so when we want to study about, while we are studying about OOPS concepts, OOPS nothing but object oriented programming concepts in System Verilog, what are the main features that we are going to learn in this OOPS? One is inheritance, another is polymorphism, encapsulation and data abstraction. So these are the key features that we are going to learn in this System Verilog. Okay, so again in this particular inheritance and all, we are learning some more depth concepts like single and multi-level inheritance, function overriding, virtual functions and pure virtual functions, virtual classes. So all these things we are going to discuss in this coming sessions. Okay, so please don't miss the coming sessions. And also, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing my channel and hit on the notification bell. Also follow me on all my social media handles. And if you have any doubts, you can join my Telegram channel and ask your doubts there, or either you can ping me in the comment box also. I'll definitely reply to all your doubts, right? So, class. What is this class? So, class is nothing but it is a user defined data type. So, in System Verilog, we have discussed that data types are categorized into two types. One is predefined and another is user defined. So, we have already discussed what are predefined data types and user defined data types. Again, in user defined data types, we have discussed about some user defined data types like enum, struct, union. So all these are user defined data types, just like the class is also a user defined data type. So the class in System Verilog consists of two categories. One is called as class properties and the second one is called as class methods. Okay, so what is this properties and what is this methods. So basically when you are writing any class in your particular system Verilog test bench, every class will be consists of two things. One is properties, another is methods. Okay, so properties are nothing but the data types that you will be mentioning, that you will be using within your code, will all come under the properties. Methods are nothing but the functions and tasks that you are using in your code will be coming under the methods. So every class will be consisting of both these properties and methods. It may or may not contain methods, like based on your usage you will be writing the functions, is it or not? So it may contain class or may not contain class, but it will contain properties, like at least you will be assigning the variables in order to assign the variable, in order to know which type of variable you are using, you will be mentioning the data type. So that is why every class will contain the properties. Methods, it's your wish, like mostly every class, when you are writing a code in system Verilog, every class will consist of both of these things. Okay, like properties and methods. Properties are nothing but data types and methods is nothing but functions and tasks that you will be writing in your code. Okay, so this is all that your class contains, right? So class is used in, as we already know, it is used in OOPS concept. So it will be supporting many features like encapsulation, data hiding, inheritance, polymorphism. So all these are supported by the classes. Okay, and by using class, as I already told you, classes are dynamic in nature. So that is why when you want to create the object, or when you want to delete object, when you want to assign it, when you want to access it, you can do anything dynamically in classes. And also when you want to assign some value to the class, you will be doing it with the help of the handle. Okay, so now we will be going to discuss about how we are going to write a class, and how we are going to create a handle, and how we are going to create an object for it, right? So every class should be done in this way only. Like when you are creating the task, sorry, when you are creating a class, you should follow these certain methods in order to create your class, so that your class will be used for any other purposes also. Like first is class declaration. Okay, how to declare the class? As I already told you, your class consists of properties and methods. So this is my class. I have named my class as packet. Okay, just like you will be declaring module, module with module name, similarly class with class name. Okay, right? So this is class, and with this the name of my class. Packet is the name of my class. Now my class is consisting of two properties. One is address, another is data. Both are of 32-bit data, 32-bit wide, and both are bit data type. Okay, and class. So if you see my class here, my class consists of only properties but no methods. Okay, so this is how you are declaring the class. When you are declaring the class, your class consists of properties, and if there are methods, any methods, then you can write that also. And then end class. Within class and end class, you will be declaring every property and method. Okay, so this is the name of my class, packet. Now, as I already told you, when you want to access the class, or when you want to assign some value into the class, you need to do it with the help of handle. So handle is nothing but we are creating an instance for that my particular class. So this is the packet. So this packet is my class. Now when I want to access this class, I can only do it by declaring a handle to it. So if you see my thing, this is my class, and here I am declaring a handle. Handle can be anything, okay, any individual name. Now when I want to assign any value into my particular properties, like if you see address and variable, address and data are my two variables. Okay, when I want to access any value into these variables, I can only do it by using this particular handle. Okay, you can create any number of handles to single class, not only one handle. In this way, you can create some 10 handles also for one class. Okay, those are called as instances. Instances are nothing but class handles. So you can create 10 handles, and for 10 handles, you can assign 10 different values. So that is the importance, that is reusability. Okay, so this is the class. Okay, so this is how you will be declaring the handle is declared by using the name of the class. Name of the class is important here while declaring, because it should know for which class you are declaring a handle, because your particular code may contain one class, or it may contain some two or three classes also. So at that point of time it should know for which class you are creating the handle. So that is why class name and then the handle name. Okay, now as soon as you created the handle is created, but the memory or the particular memory for that particular class is not created. Okay, when you want to create that memory, or when that is called as object creation. Basically, object creation is nothing but you are creating a memory for your particular handle. Why? As I already told you, when you are assigning some variables, you can only do it with the help of handle. So you are putting some value into your particular handle. When you want to put the value, you should have some memory, is it or not? But by just declaring the handle, the memory won't be created. When you want to create the memory, or when you want to, that basically in technical way we will be call it as object creation. Object creation means, in putting it in simple words, it is nothing but memory. We are creating the memory, we are creating the space for that particular value. So how can we do that? By using the by using the method called new. Okay, so new is the method which is already inbuilt in the class. Okay, when you are calling this new method, okay, new with normal braces, brackets. Okay, so when you are calling this particular method new, then the memory will be created. Until and unless you are not calling this object, not calling this particular method new, or when you are not constructing the object, this is called as constructing the object. Okay, that means creating the memory in simple words, but in technical words we'll be calling it as constructing the object. If you want to construct the object, you should call the new method. Until and unless you don't construct the object, you have no right to assign the value into that particular object. Even though you assign the value, it doesn't show you any value, but it will show you a warning. Okay, we will see it later, like how if we don't create this new, what will happen, we'll see it later. So hope you got an idea on how to create the object, and how to use the, how to declare the class, and how to create the object. Okay, so these are the three things you should do. First, declaring the class, then after declaring the class with the name of the class, you will be declaring the handle, and for that particular handle you will be creating the object, nothing but you will be creating the memory by calling the new method. Okay, that is this particular, see, new with two brackets, open and close brackets. Clear? So this is how you will be creating the objects. Let us see a simple program, like set a simple example so that you will understand it. Okay, so I am writing a simple class here. Okay, class SV class. So the name of my class is SV class. So it consists of int x. So this is my property, and I am writing one task and one function. So this is my method 1. Okay, and this is my method 2, and this is my property. Okay, so I'm having one property and two methods within my class, and then end class. Now this is how I'm, this is the declaration part. Okay, that means you are declaring the class. Okay, right? Now after declaring the class, what is the next step you have to do? You have to create the handle for that particular class. So what is my class here? SV class. You can do it at any part, like you can do it in either module, or you can write it in either module, or you can write it anywhere. Okay, so here I am declaring the handle for my class. So if you see here, this is my particular class, and I am creating the handle class 1. Okay, so basically I have created a class name SV class, and then for this I am creating the handle class 1. Okay, along with this, okay, I have created another handle also. So for the same class I am creating two handles. As I told you, for one class you can create any number of handles you want, and the declaration, like how, as I told you, you can create it in this way. Okay, like you here, if you see here, this is my class and this is the handle of my class. Okay, you can create, and then after creating the handle, then in the next step I have created the object for it. Okay, you can write it in two steps or you can do it in one step itself. Like here, if you see, instead of writing it in two steps, you can just create the handle and then you can just create the memo, like you can just construct the object for that particular class here. Similarly, here for one handle I have created it individually, and for the second I have done both object creation and declaration. Sorry, for creating the handle in one step itself. Hope you got the idea on what I'm doing here. So this is my class and I'm taking two subclasses, that two handles. Okay, now for these two handles I need to create the memory. For the second handle I have already created the memory. Fine, by using the new I have already created the memory. So I need to create the memory for my class 1. So for class 1 new. Okay, so for the both things I have created the object. Okay, so after creating the object, when you want to assign values, how are you going to do it? Like see here, class 1 dot set. Now what will happen? What is the class 1? Class 1, if you see here, is the handle of sv class, so it will go to sv class. So within the sv class it will check for set method. So this is my set method. So within the set method I am having one variable I, so for that it will be going 10. So now what will be the value of x? X equal to 10. Okay, similarly class set dot class 2 dot set. Okay, so this class 1 is having 10 value. Again for the class 2, as I already told you, for different handles you can have different variable, different you can store different values. So for class 2 I am taking 20. Again with the class 2 I am calling the same class because class 2 also belongs to this particular sv class only. So again it will go to set and then again it will give value as 20. Now x value is 20, but x value is 20 for class 2 and x value is 10 for class 1. Okay, even though the method is same but the handles are different. Okay, so for class 2 the value is 20. Now I am displaying, so before displaying the value of I am displaying the value of x. Okay, class 1 dot get, I am using the property class 1 to get in order to print it in my display. So I am getting it. So it will go into the get with the class handle and it will be using the get option. Like if it will come to the function get. Now within get what it is having, return x. So what is the value of x? 10. So it will be returning the value 10 here. Okay, so the value of x is 10 for the first display. Now for the second display the same thing, value of text, but I am calling it with class 2. So class 2 will be again going for 20 value. Clear? So this is how you will be using the class. This is how you will be using the handles in order to access the values. Okay, so this is one more example. Okay, you can pause this video and try to analyze this example. Okay, and if you are having any doubts, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment box. Okay, if you are not understanding this particular example, you can ping me in the comment box. Even if it is only one comment also, I will definitely explain this in the next class. But only if you comment I am going to explain. If you don't comment, then I think that you have understood about this particular, you have analyzed this particular code, and then I will move on to the next session. Clear? Hope you got an idea on what is this, right? So now what if, just we have told in the before thing, what if we don't allocate memory? That means what if we don't use the function? See here, this is the example for this. If you see here, right, this is my class. Okay, within this I am having two properties, like data and id are the two properties. I am having only properties, I am not using any methods here, and end class. Okay, now the name of my class is transaction. So for this transaction within the module I have created two handles, tr1 and tr2. So as for now you have got idea, like after creating handles you need to create objects for both tr1 and tr2. Okay, so within initial and begin, what I have done, I have created the object for tr1. Okay, so by calling the new constructor, I have called the function for tr1. Now after creating the memory for tr1, I am assigning the values for data and id, like 5 and 1. Fine, and I am going to display both data and id. Fine. Now if you see here, again for tr2, okay, I have created the handle tr2, but I didn't give any object, like I didn't create any object for it. That means I didn't create any space for it. But even though I don't create the memory, I'm assigning the values. Okay, 10 and 2 I'm assigning with second handle tr2, and I'm displaying. Now if you run this particular code, okay, I have already run it. Now if you see here, okay, so the first output is fine because I have already created the object for it. So the first packet 1, okay, that is tr1, packet 1 dot data is nothing but tr1 dot data tr1. So for this first packet object packet 1, okay, so for this I am assigning the value data 5 and id 1. So these two values are fine. Now for the second value, like if you see the second thing here, okay, so I didn't create the value for, I didn't create the object like tr1 equal to new, but I didn't do anything for tr2. But even though I didn't assign any value for it, I didn't create any memory for it, I have just assigned the value. Like even though you have assigned the value, it is showing the error. See, fatal error. So what is the error it is showing? It is showing that you are accessing to the null pointer. Null pointer in the sense that you are assigning something. Null pointer means there is nothing there. Okay, it is showing to the empty. Okay, because as soon as you are creating the memory, it will be assigning some default values to the particular variables. Okay, but if you are not creating any memory, it is shown as a null pointer. So it is saying that you are accessing the null pointer. Why are you accessing the null pointer? Because you didn't create any memory, but you are accessing it. So that is why it is showing you the error that you are doing a null pointer access. Okay, hope you got idea on how, if we don't give this particular thing, what happens. Now if we do this particular thing, okay, that means we have already created for tr2 also. Okay, now let me run this for you. Okay, let me show you the output. So if you see here, see, packet 2 is also accessed because you have already created the value for it. So based on that, it will be showing you the output. Clear? Hope you got an idea on how to create the class and how to access it and how to create the instances for that. Okay, hope you got idea on what is classes and everything. Okay, in the next class, we are going to discuss about constructors, class constructors topic. Okay, if you like the video, please consider subscribing the video and also please hit on the like button so that it gives me a kind of motivation for me to upload more videos on these courses. Thank you all.